Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jedi Archives Network, and today we have found ourselves a new booster box of the Ashes of the Empire set. I got it sealed here, and I'm just going to kind of go through it, open some packs here, um, and just kind of dig in. And I got my little tray here that's going to help me sort the cards as I go, and I'm not going to read every single card that is in, the set, but I will show any cool ones that I get and kind of talk about them and what I think about them, if they're particularly interesting. I just tossed that one. Nice. The first pack's got Grogu on it. I will say that I have been quite impressed with the last set, and I think this set will be great as well. I think it's a good time to get into the game. Our first leader is, of course, Moff Gideon, common. He's a epic action is Control 7, 5/8. His flip side right there, where he gains a lot of keywords. We got a yellow base. And then we have, and maybe I should flip my camera around here so you guys aren't reading this upside down. Here's my beautiful face. And I'll raise this. And bang, just like that. I think that looks a lot better. So we got Galvanizing Leap. We got Mouse Droid. This is a really silly card that I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with. We have Preservance, another common, 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 Dinosaur Turtle. Very cool, very cool. And let's do something here so I can start sorting by color here. And I don't even know what this guy does. Amnesty Officer, 2/2. Interesting, to say the least. Let me put these down here. Green, black, put those there. Blue, black, and now we are in our uncommons where we have the stolen ETA shuttle. Put that in green. We got Halo. And yellow here. Yellow, black, we have Shin Hati's Fiend Fighter. Really great card, I think, in limited if you also have Shin Hati. And then we have Mando's N1 Starfighter. It's a rare. It's a 1/3, but it has support, which is pretty strong. Keyword there, and it says on attack, exhausted friendly, non-upgrade leader. If you do, this unit gets +2 for this attack. And I think really this is meant to work with the Grogu leader because it's a 0/3, and you can exhaust the Grogu that's a 0/3. You get all the benefits from Grogu, and this becomes a 2-cost 3/3 with support, which I don't think is all that great. I think everybody can kind of say that the Grogu leader um, itself is not a particularly great leader, or really a leader at all, because it doesn't do much. Hey, there's Shin Hati. We just talked about her card that I think is pretty good, which is the Shin Hati's Fiend Fighter. We got our yellow bases, and we got our commons here, and like I said, I will speak about this common because it is kind of a menace online. If you've been playing, really great on rate unit, 4-cost 4/3, Sentinel and shielded. Um, so I definitely expecting that to see some play. Maybe the meta will shake out where it's not as powerful it is, but right now you kind of see it online everywhere. So we're still sorting through our commons here. And maybe I shouldn't be sorting these. Maybe I should just be tossing these aside so the video isn't 1,000 years long, but you tell me. So, oh, I thought these were still commons. We got a first hyperspace foil here. I think that's worth a note. We have Perdia Bandit. It is a 2-cost 4/1. Very interesting card here. Then we go over to our uncommons. I think Dr. Pershing is going to be a pretty solid card that a lot of people are going to want to play. I think it's pretty solid. Mandalorian Flagship and Operation Cinder. Deal 5 damage to your base, then deal 5 damage to each unit. I'm not particularly fond of this one. I think the 6 cost and then 5 damage to your base is a little too too expensive, and it's to each unit. So if you have stuff, it kills your units too. So I'm not particularly fond of that. So what we're going to do here is I'm now going to start piling the commons, and if I see something, I'll say it. Nothing too particular. I will stop here. I just got back from a pre-release. We'll tell you where, but Remnant Trooper Corpse. This guy won me a lot of games. 5-drop hidden, and then I swing for 6. I would definitely be on the lookout for this card in a sealed pool because I had a excellent time with him, and he's common, so you're gonna see him probably pretty often, at least not once. Always going to show you my hyperspace foils, reprint, Consortium Star Viper, restore 2 if you have the initiative. If you know, you know. Then we got our uncommons. Nothing too crazy here with our uncommons. And then we have Paz Vizsla 5-drop 4/7. So crazy stats, Sentinel. When defeated, if this unit wasn't defeated by combat damage, create 2 Mandalorian tokens. So 5-drop 4/7, terrific on rate with Sentinel, and an important text, I think, in terms of the meta where we're seeing a lot of really good in-game stuff, and control might be a thing. So if you're playing blue-green hero, they blow this up and it creates 2/2 shielded Mandalorian units. I think that's pretty solid. I think that is pretty solid. So moving on to my next pack here. Let's see, showcase? No. Grand Admiral Sloane, pretty decent leader, I think, in limited. We're gonna go through our commons here. See if anything's interesting to me. Oh, okay. We're always going to show our hyperspace foils, of course, and it is our mouse droid hyperspace foil. Very cool. Very cool. And then our first uncommon of this pack is the Cyborg Mech. A great card. 6 cost, 3/7. I think this is going to be a really staple in Cad Bane, because with the Cad Bane ping and this when played, you are dealing 6 damage, which is, if you think about when you're playing this on 6, you're killing a lot of 5-drop leaders and 6-drop leaders that come out at 5 or 6. So I think that is going to be a pretty powerful card. Domestic Lothcat, 1/3. Enemies units lose ambush and support. That's actually, I think, a pretty solid card in limited. I was lucky enough to be running red-blue Cad Bane tonight, where I won 4-0. And this guy practically won me a lot of the games, mainly with the support mechanic where people weren't able to action cheat out, and I was. So I think that's pretty solid. And then we have Sabine Wren as an uncommon, and then our rare is our Bo-Katan Gauntlet. 5-drop, 4/5, restore 1 when defeated to create a Mandalorian token. I really don't know what to think about this, to be quite honest. I'm not a fan of it, but maybe you are, and that's okay. Next pack, not park. Another Moff Gideon. Okay, let me talk about this guy, because he was excellent in my pre-release. So he's a 4-drop, 5/4 with grit. So a pretty decent threat on a 4-drop with 5 attack. And then with that grit, if you can trade into a lower unit and then have a ton of power and swing to base, that's great, or potentially trade. I found myself sometimes in certain games, I would actually ping him to put him at 6 power, and I was killing with him a lot of leaders, or making them afraid to put out their leaders because he just instantly annihilates them. So some commons here, more commons, and then let's see, buy time. I don't even know what this does. 3 cost vigilance. Create a Mandalorian token and give it Sentinel for this phase. Okay, interesting. Mortar Trooper, 1/4 action, deal 1 damage to up to 3 ground units. Okay. Okay, so this guy attached unit gains Sentinel and gives him minus 2 power. Cool. That's uncommon. And then Reinforcement Walker. I mean, sorry, Trask Walker. 5/9 when played. Discard a pile. That card costs 7 or less. You put at the bottom and heal 3. Very interesting card. I think in certain green decks is going to see a lot of play, but unfortunately, in my perspective, what made green great was all of the ramp and things like super laser technician, or the guy looking like he's spinning the disc and DJing out there. He's no longer in the game. It'll resupply isn't in the game, so I think a lot of these guys, maybe there's some room with Krennic and creating credit tokens to get these guys out early, but I think green has suffered. Grand Admiral Thrawn, 7-drop 5/7 support. When the attack ends, if this defending unit was defeated, ready this unit. I don't know how I feel about that. I like my 7-drops to do guaranteed things. The support is nice. Maybe, playing something and attacking somebody's base is enough to win me the game. But I mean, there's a lot of other cards that have support that have better things they do when played, or rather abilities that they give. But this readies a unit, and I guess that can technically win you the game. But I'm not a fan of that one. That's not necessarily meaning I won't see any play. So we got Grief Karga, very cool. He seems like he's been pretty solid here. Then we go, let me speak about this card here. Another card that I played in my pre-release here. You'll see that he's a 5-drop 3/6, so not terrible stats. Leaders are typically, for 5-drop, or sometimes 4/6 or 3/7, in that range. But it's this when played ability that I think really where this shines is being able to heal 3 damage from your base or your unit, and then also effectively put something in the space arena, so you have a threat there. Um, that can clear maybe some lower units that have been hassling you, and on top of that, you can either heal another unit and keep it around longer, or heal your base and put your opponent kind of on the back heel there. So I kind of like that. Some more commons here. So I'll speak about this guy. I will say, if you are playing against a Cad Bane, there's a ship that pings a unit and pings itself. A lot of your 2-drops that have 2 life, if you're playing Cad Bane, I think you're in for a rough time. Cad Bane seems to kind of just effectively kill a lot of stuff on turn 1, and that blue ship is a common, and I'll try to point it out when I get to it. But this card is actually really great too. I had it as one of my 2-drops, and it's just an aggressively slanted 3/2, so I was enjoying that as well. So some more commons. Heroic Purrgil. I think this is a great 5-drop, especially in limited. Because it becomes, when it's ambushing, it's a 5/6, right? 5/6 for 5. So it's clearing anything in space, and then it just becomes a 3/6, do whatever, whatever health left it is. Grassroots is really great. Clears a lot of units potentially in heal space, so it's kind of one of these potential removals. Morgan Elsbeth, we got a hyperspace foil version of her. I was lucky enough, to pull this as well in my pre-release. I had a lot of solid luck. I also ended up opening that Paz Vizsla guy, 8-cost black unit. I actually didn't play him in any of the 4 games. He's an 8-cost. I ended up really kind of winning the game way before that 8 resource came out, but I had it in there just in case and you know, it felt pretty solid. Felt pretty solid. So next up is Krix Reckoning, a hyperspace foil mech, and then a rook. Oh, let's see. 3-drop, 3-drop, 1/5. Let's see. 3-drop, 1/5. Support when attack ends. If the defending unit was defeated, you may give 3 advantage tokens. That's how I feel about that card. I will forget that card ever exists. I don't like it. Maybe you do. If you do like it, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. We got another armorer. Let's go through our commons here. Nothing particular that I see. Oh, this is a kind of a beautiful card. The Way of Mandalore. Hyperspace foil, obviously, but I don't know. I mean, it's not really great. One, even if you have maybe a Mandalorian unit, maybe it's worth pumping up to. But wow, that looks really beautiful. I love that look of that card. Oh my gosh. We'll talk about a great card. Scorpionex Annihilator Droid. Sorry if I'm butchering these names. Blue green, 5/5. Shielded, Sentinel, Overwhelm. Yeah, that seems pretty solid. I would 100% play this in sealed. I don't know if it has a place in Premiere, but we'll see. Broken Saber, Blade 3, and we have a Camtano rare. Attached unit gains when attack ends. Look at the top of your deck. If it costs 2 or less, you may play it for free. Oh, okay. So I saw somebody who made a deck with the Armorer, and it was basically a Voltron deck where essentially, you played the Armorer and you played a bunch of upgrades, and she became huge and huge and huge. And it was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. If you get those, those types of cards, and you're, wanting to build a little bit of a meme deck, but it's a solid deck. I hate calling it a meme deck because it was pretty solid when I was playing it, but a lot of things kind of have to go your way. Next up, Ezra Bridger, a nice solid leader. I think a lot of people are expecting him to see a decent amount of play, so we'll see where that leads us. We got our commons. So we're going through those. And then, we're always going to stop at our hyperspace foils here. And luckily, these aren't too warped. They seem pretty on the straight and narrow. Clan Ren Loyalist. 3-drop, 3/2. When played, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a card that shares a trait with a unit you control, reveal it, and draw it. Interesting. Then we have our uncommons, Mos Eisley, Modifier, Snub Fighter, and One Must Destroy to Create. Well, this is a Thrawn card for sure. Especially with the Legacy run. This card is really, really great in Thrawn. Just being able to clear things and then just replay your Legacy run. Whew, that's good stuff. I'm expecting some really solid things from Thrawn this set. Another Ezra here. And we're going to go through our commons. I'll stop at this guy. Mainly because in Limited, he was really terrific when played. And he's common, so, more odds that you're going to see him. When played, you may deal 3 damage to a ground unit. If a unit was defeated this way, give 3 advantage tokens to this unit. So, pretty solid. Enough to set up a potential win going into the following turn. Some more commons here. Ooh, Jabba the Hutt. Eminence of Tatooine. 4-drop 2/6, so sticking with the big booty tuts, right? A lot of them have had that a lot of HP. Restore 2, that's quite nice. And then you may return an upgrade to an owner's hand. If it's returned to your hand, you may play it for free. Interesting tag. I don't know where that would fit in. I haven't really played with him too much. Let me know if you do. T-Shuttle, 1974. I think a pretty solid Sentinel. I don't know how much real play it will see, but I like it, especially in green heroic. It reminds me of the set 1 Sentinel. That's, I believe, a 2/6, and it picks up like a unit that costs 2 or less. I can't recall the name. Morgan Elsbeth, pretty solid. Fennec Shand, 3/3 ambush Saboteur. I mean, I guess has ambush, has Saboteur, but I guess if you can kill a 2/3 in limited, there's some value there. Maybe ping something with CAD, come in, kill something with 4 health, maybe, I don't know. And then our first legendary, Boba Fett's Rancor. 8-drop 8/9. Deal 5 damage to your base. I see right there, there's another deal 5 damage to your base. And then deal 5 damage to a ground unit. And then deal 5 damage to the same unit. And then on attack, you may deal 1 damage to a base for every 5 damage to your base. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna see a lot of play. Not even in a Boba burn deck or any type of red deck like that's competing with single laser technician, that's competing with all these massive capital ships that are massive. Baylan Skull. You know, I was actually thinking about playing Baylan Skull. There's 2 basically heroes. I knew I was playing red black or red villain here, Vigilant Villainy, and my options were Baylan Skull or Cad Bane. And I really wanted to try Baylan because I liked the action he has where, if maybe, if I'm on turn 4, or if I got 4 resources up, right, I can play a 3-drop and then give my 2-drop a +2/+2. And I thought that could be pretty solid. Especially if it clears, their 3-drop or something. If I'm able to trade up, I thought that would be pretty good. But I ended up going with Cad just because I felt like he was just the better leader, and I think I made the right call there. I think I made the right call. So we're going. Oh, so this is interesting. I had this one copy in my deck because there's like an upgrade that like blows up and stops, like I think it like you attach it and like blows up for 4 damage, and I think that was a common, so I put that in there in my deck. Probably not a great choice. I wouldn't advise it, but that's what I did. I thought I would use it. I did not. I ended up after game 2 taking it out because I was just like, this is going nowhere. I played this a lot. Had this in my deck. Used this quite often. A lot of people had this guy, and then I played him, and I was able to defeat the shield, kill the unit, and kind of do some non-headache things. B-Wing, rear guard, did not have this guy. Wish I did. Solid Sentinel in space. Okay. Some commons. Get through these guys. On to our uncommons here. Outcast. Ooh. I really love Talzin, the leader. I love the blue-red, specifically, of Talzin. I want to like the yellow version. But I think something that just, I don't know, with all the upgrade hate, it's like, yeah, you spend 2, upgrade hate, especially in red with aggressive negotiations. I think something bouncing back up to your hand, there might be something of value to that. And I may end up trying this out over maybe like constructed lightsaber or something of the sort. And I haven't really tested it out too much. And I think Talzin is a great deck. I just think it's not really in a great spot for the meta. And Grogu, legendary 2/6. Played this a lot with the Mando. I ended up taking him out. Call me crazy, but our second legendary, really great in Premiere if you get him. Able to action cheat is pretty, not Premiere, sealed, pretty solid. I think he's overrated. That does not mean I think he's bad. It just means I don't think he's as good as people say he is. Another armorer. Sensing a theme in leaders are commons. Oh, okay. So let me talk about this guy real quick. Great card. Get this. Played it a lot. Just the 2-drop, +1/+1, plus shield. It's really solid. I used it once on my Imperial Armored Commando, and it was kind of game over there. Warrior's Legacy. I think you'll see a pretty common theme here that this set is really, really heavy in upgrades. Warrior Legacy. When defeated, create a Mandalorian token. 2/1. And a Mandalorian token is a 2/2 shielded. So that's something to think about. As a common. I think this might be one of I wanted to play green because I got a lot of these guys. Just a really good rate unit plus support and overwhelm. You know, I don't think you can go wrong with that. Action cheating is pretty solid. Ooh, hyperspace foil. Like I said, I always stop at the hyperspace foils. Just a yellow 2/2. When played, you may exhaust a unit with one or more keywords. And R5D4. If you've ever played the starter decks, this card is why Luke is 1,000 times better than the Palpatine deck. I just feel like Luke starter deck counters everything that the Palpatine does. And this is just one of those cards that does that. It says, you know what? Oh, Palpatine, you create all these advantage tokens. Let me just defeat them all. Yeah. Long live the Empire. Ooh, okay. So this is our first prestige card in our regular packs. So this happens. It is an uncommon. 3-drop 2/4. When your base is dealt damage, give an advantage token to this unit. So it hits for 3. If you have initiative, you can slam this. Maybe they hit your base. You give an advantage token. Maybe your 2-drop. Maybe this thing, and you see where it goes. Let me put this kind of separate here. And Reckless Sacrifice. I've seen this played in like some of those like Mando control decks. I've seen it played in some red stuff. Being able to discard and then deal 5 damage is pretty strong. But you know, the unit that costs, you know, you have to deal 5 damage to a unit that costs more than what you are discarding. So that's a pretty important caveat there. So we're going to open up another pack. Let's see what this takes us. Heroes, commons. I'm going to try to speed this up because I think this video is going to be an hour long. So we're going to stop. Diplomatic pageantry. This is the notorious episode in The Mandalorian with Jack Black and Lizzo. Interesting episode, not to say the least. Exhaust a friendly unit, and then, you know, if you do, give 2 advantage tokens to that friendly unit. Some uncommons here. This is an important note. One of the very few 2/4s in the set, so if you get him, congratulations. And if you're playing green. Marok's Fiendfinder, support. When you're attacking a damaged unit, it gets +2, and it has overwhelm. Migs Mayfield, rare, 2-drop 2/3, support. On attack, deal 1 damage to the defending unit. If this unit is upgraded, deal 2 damage to the defending unit instead. So, I mean, can see play. I can see where, you know, that would be a great card and limited. Maybe I'll see play in Premiere. I don't know. I'm not the one to do that. Really a great resource on such things. Oh, here it is. So This is the Battlefield Hallcraft. This is what really kind of made me pick CAD in my pre-release. Is a 2-drop 2/3. When played, deal 1 damage to this unit and 1 damage to an enemy space unit. So I had a couple of these, and I noticed a lot of people were playing space, and I was like, okay, let me slam this in case they play a space unit, and I think it really worked out. Another one that's really interesting to play because when you're playing this, it is you may defeat an upgrade when defeated, so you can slam it into something and defeat the upgrade, which is kind of nice if you ask me. If you ask me, that's quite nice. So we just talked about that when defeated and how important it is, and then we have our ashes here. So we are going here, here, here. Ooh, hyperspace foil. This is, I think, another great card. And sealed, if you get it, it's an uncommon. It's a little blurry, but the card looks quite nice, a little dark. But it is a 4/5 on attack, give an advantage token to another unit. So pretty solid card, I think. Another Finnick Shan. And then we have, Gravity Charge. Here it is. This is that upgrade that I was afraid of seeing. That's uncommon. So maybe not put that shitty black card in there. Kira, and then Ryder Asdani. So this is the mayor in the Ahsoka show. If you watch Rebels, he's in that as well. 3-drop 2/5, restore 1 when played. Name a card. While this unit is in play, opponents can't play cards with that name. So if you really know your stuff and you know what you're playing, and hey, it's turn 3 and you would not like to see Imperial Armored Commando, right, which is a very common Sentinel and one that can be very annoying. Maybe you name that card, but this is a rare, so more than likely never seen that card in limited. But if you do, and you know your stuff, and you know the colors, and you know the cards, pretty solid. Pretty solid. So we got here, we got our commons. We got our commons. Hyperspace foil. Gallo-free transport, 4-drop 3/5. When defeated, give 2 advantage tokens to a friendly unit. I mean, that's not terrible. It's a little slow, but not too terrible. One of the other 2/4s of the set, uncommon, so potentially you can able to get this guy. And if you're playing CAD, it's just a solid 2/4. When a friendly unit is dealt damage and survives, deal 1 damage to any number of bases. Use this ability once each round. Dark. Oh wow, 2 the same in a row. 2 Bonkon Sabers. Sorry if I butchered that. Carson Tiva, a 2-drop 1/4. Shout out to Galaxy of Heroes, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. If you play that mobile game, he is one of the borrowed units, and will hopefully be releasing soon for the new Mandalorian Galactic Legend. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Great game. I mean, it's a gotcha game. It's like a hero collector game on your phone, so I mean, it is that, but how far off is that from opening packs at random, right? So we got 2 here. We got our commons. Oh, that's really cool. I like that look. I bet that looks sweet in foil. And then we do have a hyperspace foil here, turning the tide. Choose a unit, deal 1 damage to it for each friendly unit. I can see where you may want to play this in limited as play a bunch of units. Maybe you got 3 or 4. You're able to play that, finish off a leader maybe. Can be usable, I think. Axe Wolves, 3-drop 2/4. When you draw the card or when you draw 1 or more cards, give advantage token to this unit. Don't think you'll be drawing too much cards unlimited, but maybe a pretty solid card. Starter, Hyperspace. Let's see. Executor, 8-drop 5/12. This unit gets +1 for each upgraded on other friendly units, so probably not happening very often. Is an 8-drop. When played, give an advantage token to each other friendly unit. Noticeably, you can pay potentially 6 for this with Piet, right? You always got to take that into consideration, or 7. But I think there's other better 8-drop capital ships you can play. That's just a nice thing. And then my favorite card, Neil. He is from the TV show on Disney Plus. If you haven't seen that, Skeleton Crew. He's a 1/4, and he has a when played on attack. The next unit you play this phase with 1 or less power enters play ready. Really, really strong, really powerful turn 1. Maybe the best turn 1 in the game is Neil with the Han Solo unit. Han Solo comes in readied when you play this. Play this, Han Solo, he's a 1/1. You attack base, he becomes a 2/2. You've already dealt the 2 damage on turn 1, so quite nice. I can see where that could be pretty decent. Oh my lord, I thought we were pretty close to being done, but we got a ton more packs. So we got here's our commons. Pretty solid. 4-drop 5/5, just a unit above rate. Really sweet. I did end up putting these guys in my Cad Bane deck, mainly as filler, because there were some things I was missing, and I wanted a lot of 3-drops, so I wanted to be able to play something. Pretty solid. I did get to actually attack for 4 when I flipped Cad with that, so that actually did come into play. Solid card. I would play this card out of Aspect. It's just the pump. Let's see. Then we have Preservalence, a really shitty hyperspace foil kind of card. Really dark. Those blue ones seem to have that issue. Okay, really, really solid card here, especially in limited. Defeat an upgraded non-leader unit. There are so many upgrades in this set. If you see this and you're playing in blue-white, please play it. And when it... Oh my gosh. I wish I was playing this card in my blue-black Cad Bane deck, but Merrick. Oh my goodness. 3-drop, 3/6. Sentinel. When you upgrade him, he has Saboteur. Really solid. Really, really solid. If your opponent has a ground game, what I say is good luck to you, sir. Good luck to you as you try to pull that off. Fennec Shan, some commons here, hyperspace, and once again, these blue dark cards do not look real great in the hyperspace foil. Just the one again, 4-drop 5/4. We got our 2/4. Purgle Ultra. Oh my, 8-drop 3/10. You may play a return. Yeah, do nothing card. Oh, Yellow Aces Bomber. Solid support card. Really great. And holy cow, sweet. Dark Saber. I mean, if you pull this in a pre-release, go you. Just a really solid upgrade that makes basically you cannot defeat this unit because it makes it a leader. So that's our 3rd legendary. Not too bad, I think, in terms of our quality of legendaries outside of the Boba's Rancor. So we got it coming up here. Let's see. So, leader here. Some commons. Ooh, so here, I want to talk about this guy. Pretty solid. There is a lot of non-unique cards that you can deal 6 damage to on the ground. I did not draw this in or get this in my Cad Bane deck, but I definitely think I would put it in there if it was in my packs. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll talk about this because I had a really interesting and probably honestly one of my toughest fights of the night. Is I had a friend of mine was playing with the new Bo-Katan, and he he studies the game and watches all the YouTube videos and stuff like that. So when I saw him playing that, I was like, okay, he must have got a lot of stuff. And he would play this on turn 3 or turn 6 and just be able to instantly play his bow on 6. So, and that created an interesting problem for me, but I ended up squeaking the win. Way of the Mandalore. Oh, mark my words. Attach unit gains Overwhelm. So I won a game with this. I had that red 4-drop 5/4 with grit. I pinged it for damage, played this on it,
and was able to seal the game because the guy he played a sentinel, and then I just swung, did the overwhelm, won the game. So that was really cool. Axe Wolves, Reinforcement Walker, just kidding. Mayor, oh my gosh, I'm not going to even attempt to say that name, but he's action, discard a card from your hand, exhaust a unit. I mean, there's like a Vader Yellow that I enjoy playing. If I tap, it's a rock. I get to exhaust the unit, deal damage to it, maybe? I don't know. That's just general thinking. Maybe that's not terrific now that I really think about it. Green Leader, 3/1, deal 2 damage. Really, really solid. Really solid card. Really solid 2-drop. I think this box has been pretty good so far. I mean, I've liked it. Cad Bane. Very nice. Very cool. Let's see here. This is a noteworthy card, 3/5 Shielded Saboteur. It kills this guy and lives because it's shielded and Saboteur. So another shout out, I think, card that I think is really great, Emperor's Messenger, support on attack, ready a resource. This is basically attack for free, ready a resource. You have a 0/3. I don't know. I like the idea of flooding units on the board. That's my particular jam. I like that, like slamming units and going wide. Preparation. When played, you may exhaust an attached unit. I don't know how I feel about that. Deadly Vulnerability, the Armor, and Corna 4. 2-drop, 2/3, on attack -2. I mean, if you get this card and you're in Cunning, Vigilance, Heroism, I mean, great. Yeah. When defeated, you may defeat a non-leader with 0 power. Interesting. Okay. Pretty terrific card. And then we have Lang, 3-drop, 2/5. Action, this unit deals damage equal to its power to a ground unit. Okay, so you can tap and trade. Maybe you play him and then you upgrade him or something. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't do it. He's a 2/5, so I mean, maybe. Bo-Katan here. Okay, another really dark hyperspace foil. I think I'm sensing a theme that I just don't like these. I think the regular hyperspace would be cool because I really like this card. It's just really dark. Pretty solid 4-drop, I think. 4-drop, 5/4. Putting pressure on your opponent. 7-drop. This is a great card, I think. If you can pull it and play in those colors, Far, Far Away, and then Poe Dameron. 2-drop, 3/3. No more Sentinels card. So it looks like I got 4 more packs here. And we get a showcase. Probably not. Maybe another legendary? Another legendary would be awesome. So we got here are our commons. Hyperspace Foil, Mandalorian Flagship. Then we have Home 1. Then we have Nabi White Spider. Then we have Mos Eisley. Oh, nice. Chimera. Very, very nice. 7-drop. Vigilance. Heroism. 6/6. When played, you choose a friendly unit and an enemy non-leader unit. If you do, defeat those units. When an enemy unit is defeated, heal 2 damage from your base. Pretty solid. I always tell people, hey, Piet is a thing. I think every time you see a capital shift, you should think of Piet and what it can do, because that card comes out on Piet flip. Some commons here. Oh, Android. Yeah, really cool card. I've seen this played a lot in Krennic decks. When to sack, credit. Very interesting. Common, uncommon, uncommon. Another Sabine's lightsaber. We got 2 more. Let's see here. Go through our commons really quickly. See if I see anything interesting. Oh, my lord. Hyperspace foil. Oh, such a beautiful. So I play a lot of Boba Lake Country and really excited about this 7-drop because I think if you are a boba enjoyer, you've known that your 7-drop spot is or was kind of bare. So, really, really excited to see that. And that is one, two, three, four, five legendaries in it, and one a hyperspace foil. I am ecstatic. Glad I got this box. Really, really glad I got this box. Buntha 5. This is 5-drop 4/5. Okay. I think and this is my opinion, obviously, and sealed. Having a decent space unit, a lot of the times can win you the game if your opponent doesn't have any answers to it. Especially, or if I can just sit there and continue to hit it. Pretty solid card. So we got our last. We got our last pack. Any last pack magic? Rub him up, Gideon. Tell him, shh, have a showcase. Bang. Ah, no. Grief Karga. Let's go through our commons here. Commons. More commons. Oh, we're going to stop. Starforge Heavy Bomber. 3/3, deal 6 damage. I think this could be pretty solid if you got your opponent playing a certain thing or certain deck. Just being able to nuke a ground unit is pretty solid. Hold them off. I think another terrific card to kind of sneakily defeat a big unit. Pretty solid card. 5-drop 4/5. Deal 1 damn ping. Pretty solid. Hu Yang. 2/4. Probably the best 2/4 in I think this set. On attack, given an upgraded unit -4 this phase. So, like I said, this unit is... Oh, I got another legendary back there. Giving another unit -4 that's upgraded. Really, really solid. Really, really great. This was also part of that Voltron armor deck. This legendary attached unit, you basically double the search of the number of cards and it adds 3 health. Really cool. Interesting. So I'll kind of go over my legendaries again. I'm really, really excited. Arcane Star Map. Oh, that Seventh Sister. It looks a lot better in person. I really like the foiling on that. And I think the red really outshines the darkness of it. I think maybe that's why I like it. It's not, if it was like the lightsaber wasn't there, she was just standing, it would just be a dark card. It would be terrible. Chimera, Darksaber, Grogu, Boba Fett's Rancor. I think these two are kind of the legendaries, if I'm being quite honest. I would definitely put Ninth Sister up there. Then I would put Chimera, Grogu, Darksaber. I think Darksaber go over Grogu, and this is how I would rank them, right here. That's how I would rank these legendaries. Exclusive. Then I got, a prestige card in there. So really, really cool. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. I think I'll be making a couple more videos this week, maybe Friday night after another round of pre-release. I think that could be a really great time. I think I will have a great time. I know I'll be getting 2 Carbonite packs, or not packs, boxes. Another box and 2 starter decks there, and I'm really looking forward to that. But I will see you guys next time, and as always, may the Force be with you.